All right, folks, welcome back to Campaign 17. We are trudging along. I have increased the scroll speed, as you can see, so that we can move around this map, and hopefully the battlefield maps, hopefully not too quickly, but quickly enough that we're not losing time there. Anyways, this campaign, just to refresh everybody, if it's been a while or whatever, here we are. We are neck and neck with the CSA. This is a USA campaign. We were USA until about August 62. We were CSA until very recently because I was so far ahead, and I decided I started myself a Union campaign. I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to try to finish it as fast as I can. We had a lot of housekeeping to do. We're trying to gather this force here. I redid OOBs and weapons and other things off screen, so we are ready to rock and get into some campaigning here. So we won in our last... So the last thing that went up was this victory here. Now, I was kind of hoping they would retreat to the other side of Richmond. They have not, but that's not a problem. We can make this work. So that is in Army of Occupation, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I need your panicked First Corps over here, and I want to push Richmond fairly soon. We'll wait until we're all together. I would like to wait. Why does this... I don't like this. What am I seeing here? Why am I only seeing artillery? Somebody did something weird here. And that person might well have been me. I'm gonna say that makes 0 sense. And, yeah, we're going to delete those. So I kind of thought those would just go away. They have not. So we'll do that now. Maybe we won't. There we go. So I did a lot of... So this is kind of what happens when you do that. House cleaning. House cleaning. All these things. Now, What? What? Go away. No. I just want you to go away. There you go. Go away, go away, go away. Because we condensed everything into this First Corps here, which I don't think is actually the one that's there. I think they're scattered all over the place. My goodness. My goodness, where is this? Third Corps, Army of Southwest Missouri. We are out. So we got twice as much cav, but we have no artillery. 21,000 against 22,000. You know what? Well, actually, it's 20... This is embarrassing. 25,000 of them versus 21,000 of us. I have to take a look. I have to see how this is going to go. There's a chance, maybe if we get to defend or something, that we can do okay. I'd rather have the extra... I think I'd rather have the extra 2,500 cav rather than 60 guns, but actually I'm not too sure. So it's going to matter based on morale, based on who gets to defend, what the map is. I'm afraid up here it's going to be that, I'll call it the Carrollton map, which is usually kind of like a Wilderness Chancellorsville map where it's just all heavily wooded stuff. And their artillery frequently doesn't matter, although on that map, depends on what gets rolled here. I like this map. Yep. Because this is where there's this part of the map. It's Elkhorn Tavern to Huntsville Road that is extremely good to defend from, it just so happens, a southwest, really any sort of south push. So it is just completely barren. If you're coming down here on this, there are no entry points over here. It's here or it's down here. And so we got gifted with an excellent position, a little bit of engineering points for the size of our forces. Okay, I'm going to put this on pause. I'm going to set up. I'm going to bring you back in, and hopefully we get the dub in this one to get Campaign 17 rolling. All right, so I'm all done setting. I'm about to hit press. Hit press? How about press? Play and deploy. What I've elected to do here... Oh, I have unspent stuff. You know what? We'll do this last one here. I think that... Yeah, it's going to use most everything we have. Can you do this? I've set the... let's set everybody up. So I set Davidson, who's the Army commander, but let's get the Corps... Wait a minute. Corps Commander. There he is. He's also to do defensive. Let's just get everybody set to defensive. It is 3 divisions. It's 3 infantry divisions of 2 brigades each. It's an oversized cav division, and then I have 2 brigades. Well, you can see, right? So it's a lot of cav for the size of the army, and there's no artillery. I think it's because I'm waiting for them to be recruited on the map. It's not because I'm trying to delete anything. Honestly, one of the things I did besides upgrade everybody's weapons to the best that I could get is the Union, and I had to reorder more weapons. I had to recruit, and I got to recruit enough armies so that pretty much almost every division now is 2 to sometimes 4 brigades, and usually 3 would be about it. 3 infantry brigades, sorry, and then 1 artillery battalion. So the largest concentration of artillery. But I've decided to dig in with basic level 1 parapets here, and it's simply a math thing. 10-pointer here, 5-pointer here. I really shouldn't be talking about this stuff while this other stuff is playing in the background, because I've played this game enough to know that I'll probably end up losing all my Kev, and 5 over here. So even if the CSA take these 2, we're tied. Now we came in with actually good morale. Yeah, so we have like pretty good morale. And I've just lined up 1 brigade on each of these. I'm doing a little bit of historical roleplay, again, according to my limited understanding of Civil War, that by 64, the Union doctrine was to generally do this double line formation. And the CSA, I think at this point, is still using the single line one. And for different reasons, for the Union, it's kind of maximum. It's more flexibility, even if it's limiting the firepower to the front. And the CSA was looking to maximize firepower to the front. Again, this is just what I read from the book there in Chickamauga, which was talking more about September of 63. But I don't know that all that much changed. But the idea was to hold these 2 roads, right? Because these 2 roads are going to lead to this point. Right? I don't see how the CSA gets to this 5-pointer without this one. And they'd have to go on a very wide flanking maneuver. And if they want to do that, that's fine. I'll just try to huddle around Elkhorn Tavern. But we only had so many, and so I wanted enough that we could harass the CSA as they're coming down those roads. And before they get to the near fence, we'll be able to put fire on that. And same thing over here. It's a wide open field. Where they're coming from, they may come all the way down the Leeton Road. Right, the Leetown, or they may come over the Leetown Road and they may come this way. That would hurt a little bit, but we have the fortifications in front of this road, and so we should be able to shuffle over here fairly quickly. I always find it's somewhat difficult to defend attacks on this side. There's an episode way back, I think when I was playing the CSA, and I think it was the Union push through here. I pushed him way back to like over here, and then the reinforcements showed up and absolutely routed my forces from the field. So this seems like when this battle gets rolled, this is where most of the conflict happens, and I'm okay with that. It's interesting. There are variations in the type of terrain. There's variations in, you can see the elevation. I think these wooded hills, if I had artillery, I frequently like to put that here or overlooking this field. The field has its fences around it that certainly do help. I'll move it up to 20x even if that's not the best thing. I also am thinking I need to play this a little bit more cautiously and maybe move Piat over to here, because they haven't come up this way yet. Move Tower here, move the Prince, I think. I actually don't even know where the orders are coming from because I detached the division. But I'm going to move him over there, and okay, so when Tower comes back online, I'm going to give him... Okay, never mind. Somehow, we were able to see that. I've tried my best to finagle things in the preference settings to kind of eliminate that. And there's always, there is this kind of hack that I try never to do. But if you go down to get just so the horizon's off in the distance and you see clouds of dust, even if it doesn't render on this map, it'll be there. So... all right, we know that's coming. Yeah, we actually can probably cancel that movement, or at least move these 2 cav brigades closer to each other. Tower we only need here. But now, it doesn't change too much because the CSA can... Right, they're going to have to end up over here. Both these roads lead here. And if they come through this way and take it to where Tower is now, again, it's either one road or the other. So either flank could be hit. They could take those roads. We will find out. But all right, and so now again, because we've seen infantry over there. So I kind of like my chances of a 2v1 against their cav and maybe trying to pick up an early pick. We got to pay attention to the time here. It's almost 3:30 in the afternoon, but it is the middle of May, and we're fighting in Arkansas, so I think we have a fair amount of daylight to work with. I don't want any of my scouts getting caught out. And yeah, definitely don't want to get those scouts caught out. So we're going to recall them. Hopefully neither of these guys are in cold steel formation. They're not. And we're going to give both orders, or maybe just give Tower the order to go up and attack. And you know what? I kind of want Tower here. And we're probably going to have to withdraw over here if the main infantry push is up the Telegraph Road. Because if we get beat up... No. You've been recalled. Don't do it. Don't you do it. All right. We'll see what happens. But you can see we are zooming much more quickly. It's not really what I wanted. When I went into the settings, I wanted to change the mouse scroll wheel speed rather than the zoom in and zoom out. But always wanted to ride a horse. Oh, I got to change while we're here and you're spinning around like that. I have to change the battle settings because I remember when we go into battle, it is much louder than anybody really wants it to be. Okay, we're going to get loose. And I think I might have sped things up a little too much when I modded it. But that still tells me something. Yes. Go engage them, dismount. Seriously. Loose formation. All that good stuff. And yeah, looks good for us. I would try to move up as close as possible. We want the high rate of fire to also have a lot of effectiveness, and we do that by closing range. So. No, I don't want to do that. I just wanted to move them about their center like that. You can tell I've played Warhammer Fantasy Battles, right? Movement about the center. All right, good. And we're getting Keat to break, or on the verge of breaking here. All right, we're gonna move Tower up to be closer to his men. It's a neat little cemetery over. See, that's what I'm trying to avoid, are those kind of jumps. It's a neat little cemetery over here. And I think if you zoom in... I should watch the opening movement. But it's hard to watch because there's this god-awful cavalry glitch that I think was introduced when Whiskey and Lemons came out. It's the end of July, so it was like, 10 and a half, 11 months ago. And I don't remember seeing it before, but I remember seeing it a lot since, where cavalry... The horses just wag their tails. I've been able to get by without most other things, and it's not even bug. I don't think it's a bug. It's just an ugly glitch. All right, so we routed them, which is huge for us. I think there's actually text on these. It looks like 1856 was the death date, and Clark is there, and some of these are more weathered than others. But think about that. Poor Matt Sheridan, 1863. Looks like he died in a battle. Arkansas, 3 Reg. Okay, I'm really getting into it, but there are those. It's almost an Easter egg, right? It's pretty neat stuff, right? And so, as much as I gripe about what's not here, I do know what's in this game. Well, I have a pretty good idea of what's in this game, and there's a lot. Yeah, the AI's got me. I don't even know if I like what I did. Yeah, maybe we'll do that, and maybe we'll keep him there, and we'll move Tower here. And we'll probably throw out skirmishers once more. Or skirmishers, scouts. Let's see. we'll do it from them, these cavalry vedettes. And you know what? Let's just see how they do under the screen command, because that's really what I want the cavalry to do, right? You make a resistance, but you give way if under pressure, and the real reason is so that we can get morale up. See, this concerns me here. Fighting spirit. So fighting spirit is what's gonna be our bane, because yeah, it gets fighting spirit's capped by, or fighting spirit caps what your morale is. And so, right, there's a 61, theirs was 59, there's a 61, so... I mean, it's okay in that, particularly these guys in cover, if they were in a shootout, it would take a while for them to go negative, because they have so many positive things, but once they start going negative, they don't have as far to fall. Alright, our cav vedettes, even the ones that aren't out, are telling us stuff. Let's continue to watch this develop. Let's put some vedettes out over here. Oh, so they're recalling them as soon as I send them out. So maybe for now we just put them on defend. Will that stop it? No. And they look like they're going to try to move up. Probably to that road, although once they're there, they have to make a choice about whether they're going to move one way or the other. All right. So we'll recall them and move them over here to support. Speed it up a little bit so that we don't get bogged down in silliness. We're just waiting. Hold on, I might have a thumbnail here. I don't know, I just think that graveyard in the background looks really, really cool. And yeah, I really screwed something up here with the zoom. But anyway, all right, we got to play. We can't just sit here and play thumbnail artist while nothing's happening. Okay, so you're over there. Let's get you all loose. And yeah, the CSA wants the... Okay, so they're going to move up to engage. Who are they? They are Anderson. Not much in the way of a commander, but okay, so we should move up in front of the house there. And again, what I'm doing is not, as usual, it's not great. And that this cav is so far away from friendlies. Here, we'll move, in case Prince actually matters. We'll move him up. Wonder if, so that's 63%. So they're capped out. But one of the things about fighting late in the day with cavalry is that you will get ammunition resupplied when you go to day 2. So don't be afraid to use that high rate of fire stuff, because you should get more. The way I've had it, or the way I've understood it from the devs, is that the amount they're resupplied actually does affect how they're doing in campaign. Maybe this is our thumbnail. You'll know more because it'll be up. Now that's an odd sound effect. Oh wait, that's because artillery did it. All right, I heard the breaking glass in the house. All right, so they're up here skirmishing as they should be. We're gonna move tower just a little bit back closer to the core commander. Now he's on defend, but we're gonna switch him over to screen and see what happens. This is also so I can kind of learn more about the AI. There is the danger that we're going to be outflanked over here, and that's exactly what the AI is planning to do. Now, I won't act on that. I have set things up in the debug so that I can control the AI. Or I can at least give it orders. Whether it follows those orders, I really don't know. This is interesting because Piat has interpreted that he needs to fall back, and yet Kautz does not. Hasn't figured that one out. So, all right, we'll watch and see how they do. I think Kautz is in trouble, and maybe we need our commander a little bit closer after all. So while we're doing this, we should be jacking up a ton of objective points, but alas, we're not. Alright, and apparently they're going to move back even further. Kautz is not going to do anything. I mean, he's going to continue to fire, but not doing anything else. I would intervene at maybe 10 rounds and I'd start bringing them back. One of the few house rules I'm trying to play with is that units that have run out of ammo, I'll usually try to withdraw. And because there is a kind of infinite ammo thing in the game where you'll continue to shoot even if you run out of ammo, but you just fire at a slower rate. I think it's a little too high of a rate, even when I've tried to nerf it down. And so it really tends to affect cavalry because they have the high rate of fire and not more ammo than others. But I want to see how Kautz does. He is probably in great danger of being cut off because that CSA group we saw should be right about here, and then they'll make decisions from there about what they want to do. Well, it looks like the cavalry has rallied. Their cavalry has rallied. Alright, I think we're down to 10, or yeah, less than 10 shots. So I'm going to start manually bringing this group back if I can. The counter to that should be that Piat should move up, which he's not doing on his own, so I'm going to do it for him. And maybe this is just happening because of the stance. I don't know. We'll check and see where the messenger goes. I'd like to focus on that cav and try to get them out of there. Alright, I'll help them out a bit because the AI seems to rarely ever put its cavalry in loose formation. I will put it in loose formation for it because it's something I can't mod. I can't figure out how to do it, and it needs to be done, so I'm going to do it. Alright, looks like the messengers finally showed up. More CSA is coming down. There's going to be a lot here. And I think Kautz is, I think he's in big trouble. And the CSA has definitely pulled things back here on the balance bar. Yep. And so they're going to have to fall back the hard way. It is notable. It seems like whenever a unit goes broken, but they're still being shot at, they don't take casualties. Which I both get, and I'm kind of like, what? We got the CSA battery over here. Yeah, sometimes the AI just does screwy things like that. I mean, this battery should just get into action against this group and try to overwhelm it while it's stuck out. Yeah, I didn't do anything with the retreat paths, so I have no idea why it's electing to go that way, but it is. Alright, and so now I guess we're going to lay down. Probably not the best thing to do. I don't think they're going to get orders. How are we doing on ammo here? Yeah, they were able to conserve more. And that first cavalry may end up getting captured. I know that was your original order. You just kind of need to tweak the facing here. No? Alright, they want to move back. That's fine. That's the right call. I think I'm going to speed things up a little bit. I'm worried about this group getting captured, but what am I going to do at this point? Oh no! Whitefield went in and they're now nervous. It's an odd mechanic that's in, or I shouldn't say it's a mechanic, but it's just an odd thing that's in the game. Where it does seem like if infantry go into cavalry, if pretty much anybody goes into melee, it's just bad. Yeah, Whitefield's in danger. It's not going to matter too much if he breaks because he'll just be able to reform overnight, but that is what it is. Alright, so Kautz is going to try to get back. We're going to start bringing Prince over here. Alright, we got out with one of our cav brigades. Hopefully Kautz rallies overnight. And actually this gives us some time. So we know that the CSA made a big push over here. So I think I'm going to start reorganizing our defense. Now this is high ground up here. And it's forested. So the fences are okay, but they're the way I've modded it, they're not going to give as much cover as forests, but forests also have other downsides. So we're pretty much just going to move everyone over a little bit. And put some over here, put some in the middle, put some right there. What I do with the cav after that, I don't know. I might have the cav go out and hold on left. Generally, my rule is that cav hate fences. I think that's true. So, can I move? You know what? Even if I can't move those guys, maybe I can at least shield them for a bit. Maybe. So we'll try to rally. We'll see if they'll rally. I don't know. All right, so we got some movement up here. I don't know why these... Okay, there they go. They're in loose order, moving up like that. Okay, panicked. All right, so they're getting plus 40 an hour. If we can keep the CSA off them for about an hour or two, we might be able to regain control of them and move them back to a place. But still, we want them to heal overnight. I don't want... Yeah, that's what I don't want. I don't want this cav brigade that's still healthy, Piat, to get surrounded here. Unstable. I think I can still move unstable units. So, no, I guess I can't. Well, they'll run back a little bit. That's okay. All right, and we got to bring back Piat here because I see this other CSA group coming down this road. So since those roads all meet up at this juncture, we might as well be behind it. Yeah, something like that should be okay. Tower can move back. Move it up to 5x speed. Yeah, that's... You can't do all that much kiting in this game, but this might feel like it. Man, Keat really wants... They were forced to route once. They almost routed a second time. But they're coming back for a third press here. Alright, so we'll watch that play out. Looks like there's some CSA pressing up over here, but we kind of knew all that. All right, so do we get engineering points? We actually do. And for the size of our force, it's pretty nice. I think I'm going to stick the cav. Well, if I can stick the cav back here, I'm going to stick the cav back here. Maybe up a little bit to see what's going on over there. Cots can stay on that road and hopefully rally. But that allows me to concentrate some infantry over here. Now, forests might be better than fences, and it is, but it's probably not going to be better than parapets. So I would do one here like this, and I would do another one like that. And then I'm just going to upgrade that sucker. So it's like half of it's level 2, some of it's level 3. I'm good with all of that. We're going to put... Alright, let's put you back in there. Yeah, like that. Furbridge, we're going to put you over there. Stevenson, we're going to put you there. Steel, we're just going to put you on this. I'm going to put you up here, and we'll move you to where we need you. But we're going to get... Let's order them to do medium range and skirmishers. We'll see if they listen to us. I don't know. Alright, so that's the Corps command. Yeah, he needs to be there. Army command can be there. Steel, yeah, we're not going to give you any specific orders. We're just gonna let it roll. Oh, and that's how the CSA redeployed. Interesting. Alright, so then we're going to march Steel. That's probably not right, but that's what we're going to do. We'll move Cots back there. Move you over here. Are you guys mounted? Yeah, you're mounted. All right, we'll put Platt now on the left flank. All right, so Steel's going to move over there. I think we're going to recall Plummer's... Plummer? Yeah, Plummer's skirmishers. And we're going to move him there. And we're going to recall Heckman's skirmishers as well, and we're going to put them back on the right. They might all end up in the same formation that they were in the day before. Let's see what we get in the intelligence report here. So the CSA has higher morale. Somehow we ended up taking more casualties. I have no idea. And we've gotten only 5 objective points, even though we hold 20 points worth of objectives for quite a while. I was hoping to lean on those and that those might give us some sort of considerable advantage. But alas, let's see how many... So we're up to 34 rounds per man there. All right, so we don't need... No, we don't need... Well, we don't need you on Cold Steel, and we don't even need scouts anymore. But we do need everybody moving pretty quickly here. That's what we want to do, and that's what we want to do. All right. And let's just see if we get there. For real, you don't need scouts. We're just going to use COTS, I think, to provide the morale buff to friendlies. Wow, okay, and so the CSA is going to move over there. Okay, we're going to move you up here, hopefully. You know what we can do with you? We'll just give you an attack order. One thing I've been weighing is turning off the setting where the AI passes or will attempt to flank or bypass entrenched positions. And the reason is not to make the AI worse, but to add a bit of real. I mean, yeah, groups would try to bypass positions, but the more I'm reading, and again, reading Earl Hess and on infantry tactics and all his other stuff, as well as just some of the specifics of Chickamauga. Yeah, groups didn't love attacking entrenched positions, but they didn't shy away from it, and it seemed like flanking could actually be dealt with relatively easily at smaller unit levels. I think you'd be concerned if an entire division was flanking your brigade or your division and they were within kind of the space of contact, right? Or I don't know what the actual right term is there, but that's the idea. But just having a brigade on your flank or a regiment flanking a regiment, there were orders about what to do in there. And, everybody can find an example of where it really worked and where it really helped. But he also points out tons of examples where this, units were flanked and they just simply ordered some companies to go over and deal with it. And that was the end of it. And they reacted to the flanking maneuver more quickly than the flanking maneuver actually became a problem. And so that's been an interesting education. Certainly for me. All right, we need to get moving here a bit. We might be able to jam you guys up in here because the big push seems to now be along those two roads. They're in the right position. I mean, everybody's kind of getting in the right position. Eventually, I want. I'm concerned about this movement on the left here. And what I think I'm going to do is actually order Heckman's 2 brigades over to this left. Because I don't know that they're going to be engaged right now, and it looks like the other 2, I'm going to need the other 2 divisions in place when the enemy hits. And that looks like it could be quite soon. So, all right, we have you here. We're going to throw out skirmishers. I really don't want shooting at long range unless we're getting shot at from long range. Okay, we'll have our cav lay down for now. This cav, considering its condition, I think we're just going to try to hold up. We're going to try to provide that morale buff to the 4 infantry brigades that are here. And if we keep 2 more on the side, we can lose that 5-pointer, but still hold the others. And so I think that's going to be our move here. Now we are waiting on a 2nd brigade. Okay, once you move up there to get in better contact. You guys are moving in the right direction, but you do have to get there today. Where is the 2nd brigade? That is part of... Oh, they're here. They're just kind of in like a weird... I don't know. A weird spot. Maybe we move them over there. Oh, no. I don't think you should go there, man. So I think we're just going to move over to the defend. I don't think it's going to affect too much there. Overall, we're going to order defend. Defend, yeah, okay. So everybody else pretty much has it. Are we outranged? Alright, if that's their cavalry, it should be in loose order. I think we can still... I think we can still leave the entrenchments and maybe be touching it and get the cover bonus. You know what? It's too risky. Just lay down. We're going to get infantry here. We're going to support. We're going to start cheating Kautz over to here because he might have to actually form the left. And I think our plan is just going to be to sit in the woods here and do the best I can. Those skirmishers have a fence. I'm okay with that. If we had some artillery to generate some sort of plink value, that would be great. I don't see it. Come on, guys. You got to lay down, man. Otherwise, you're... Alright. If you're not going to lay down, I think you just got to come up and shoot. Like, I don't know what you're doing here. Alright, that's not going well. I don't want my cav getting shot up for nothing. I'm a little worried that these guys seem to have gone unresponsive to anything. Okay, good. Good. They found each other. Perfect. Okay. We'll have them straighten up there. They're getting moved up there. Are you kidding me? What is wrong with you? High fatigue? Ay. Yeah, it is a total bummer we did not get skirmishers out of that unit, because if we did, we would be able to have eyes on them and shoot them, but this unit doesn't want to do that. Wonder how much ammo they have. So they're almost out of ammo. The AI is not going to withdraw when they run out. It's only something I do. So Heckman's brigades are not going to show up here on the left. CSA Weather, the AI knows it. It's done a good job fixing these brigades in place. That's a good move. That's still not a good move. I think they're doing a bit more damage now to that cavalry. If I could get this cav back, I absolutely would, and just let this group continue going up. So, wow, they're almost out of ammo already. I don't feel too bad doing it if it's just cavalry doing it to cavalry, but we're trying to avoid that. Things maybe have ever so slightly ticked back in our favor, but that's probably just objectives and maybe casualties. Yeah. Yeah, 3 more points of objectives. And the casualties are reportedly back in our favor. Can we just shoot them? I think we'll be in much better shape if we just start shooting. Alright. I didn't think they were going to try to take these trenches. Here, we'll have these guys come up and try to relieve Piat. Try to get all of these infantry brigades here to concentrate on Keat and get him to break, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Burbridge has been ordered up, not by me. Alright, I'm going to press up with Kautz. If we can knock that infantry or that cavalry out, it'll reduce any sort of penalty on our units. I'm worried that Canby's going to run. He looks like he might. Okay. I think Piat's far enough off the line that he can come over here and lend a morale buff to these troops. They really need to get and stay in those trenches. I know I shouldn't be touching the brigades. I guess I just gotta kind of let it go. It's hard to do. Alright, but we do have some shooting here. That's what we want. Oh, they look like they're going to come in for a charge on Canby for understandable reasons. But yeah, all Canby has to do is turn around and aim and shoot, and they'll probably be fine. Yeah, you can see they're not liking that. I think it's the... So, I made some changes to this, to the forest. I think it increases disruption, but it also increases cover, slows down... No, but it slows speed a little bit, but not too much. And it may not do it any worse than over vanilla. Now, do they have use cover? Yeah, they do. So, you know. Alright. Alright, so these guys ran, which, honestly, it's probably for the best. Bring Heckman back. Where's Corps Command here? Alright, Corps Command can get a little more central here, and we'll try to rally everybody who needs it. I can't believe those guys are still around. And you can see that there's something wrong with cav animations here. I don't know what it is. It might be whatever is causing them to shake their butts all the time, or something. Yeah, they're gonna rout. Holy moly, they should have routed. Okay. Burbridge has pulled himself too far up. Davidson, oh, he's trying to rally them. I get it, but we need him back. We can't have the army commander getting sniped here. Mike, what is going on here? They wanted to charge. Their charge rate is left. I mean, that is incredible resilience. I don't know what the rest of the CSA is doing here, though. I guess we've lost eyes over here, which makes sense. There is a kind of hill. Oh, I don't know if that was me that ordered them there or somebody else, but... All right, we're going to attempt a rally. How are they doing? All right, so plus 43% an hour, and in about an hour and a half, they're going to be at maximum morale, so that's good. I think it's maybe just an illusion, but sometimes it looks like when you reform them, and the models look like their cohesion has improved, and higher cohesion generally helps. So, again, dude, yeah, Davidson, we really need you back, man. And I guess one of the upsides to Piat not responding, and you can see it's another problem with Cav movement, which is ironic because it's, you know, you would think that they would have the greatest celerity of all the units, that they're not moving and that they're still shooting. And Keat, who has so far had the best luck I've ever seen, I don't know. I kind of want to help him retreat because this is just stupid. I wonder if Kotz is also almost out of ammo. Yup. So they've eaten a lot of ammo. I'm not as concerned about the infantry, though. Maybe I should be. I feel like even though things have gone well for us today in relative terms, they're not actually good for us. And I think we're in a lot of danger here. Alright, I'd order Beatty up. Alright, I know I'm not supposed to move brigades, but sometimes I just have to do it. Why won't those guys are... See, even 2 stars of experience and a 1-star commander, they've just taken horrendous casualties here. Well, this battle has gone much longer than I thought it would. I think I'm going to speed things up until the AI makes a move or quits the field. And I think maybe for all of you, I'm just going to put it on pause and then bring you back if the CSA does something. But I don't know what they have to attack, right? They're just going to be losing morale from objectives if they don't. So I'll bring you back if they do. All right, and to my surprise, there actually is a little bit of combat left here. I sent skirmishers out to go deal with the arty that was just bombarding this point, and it drew Anderson's brigade in, And so I walked back the cab that was over there. And now we're trying to get reestablished in our parapets, but I'm concerned about this. I don't know why I had to like move out to kind of bait them in. They should have been on all attack, but the game is not set up to really recognize who has to attack. So I mean, this will tell you whether you're behind, ahead, or even on victory points, and ultimately the tick off of those. If everything else stays equal, nothing happens. The tick off of those is what decides who wins. The game uses different things to decide when the AI should attack and defend. It's not the way I would do it. I've tried to make the case that it should be differently, but that's not going to happen. And so maybe the AI didn't know it like had to attack or was going to fall behind. It might be playing for withdrawal overnight rather than a retreat. I don't know. But we are going to cautiously remove or reorient some of our forces. But I think they have a real chance. They had a real chance. And this guy, Beatty, does not want to move up. To deliver 3 brigades, there's a 3rd brigade here. To get all 3 against Stevenson, who is not that steady. To get them into that fight there and crunk them over there. I don't know what their situation is. I mean, I can click on them. They seem okay. Yeah, I mean, they seem to have the morale. Yeah, like a significant morale advantage over us, but oh well. And for whatever reason, Stevens has taken like 200 casualties here and standing off against Anderson, who's got maybe forest cover. But experience doesn't matter. That's a 4-star brigade against a 1-star brigade. 3-star leader against a 1-star leader. Oh, and then they have the Ace of Spades perk, which that's probably one I gave them. That's one I really, really like. All right, and so the CSA must have heard me talking poorly about them, and they're going to make a push up here. And they're going to try to collapse on Stevenson and company, and I think they're probably going to do it. As much as I'm doing things I shouldn't be by moving around the brigades, I think the AI is going to correctly concentrate over here. I don't have any faith in these groups to hold up under pressure. So I think even though we're ahead for now, I think we're heading towards an L if this left side gets crunked a little bit. So before that happens, I'll move Kautz over to here. I'm sure that Piat hates me now. Yeah, and they're exhausted. You know what? It doesn't matter. Just stop. Just stop. It's fine. Beatty's not going to move anywhere I tell him to. Yeah, so we're probably at the end here, but let's watch how the AI does it. I can understand Stevens wanting to fall back. But by and large, oh, oops, I slowed things down a bit too much. By and large, I like the changes, the gradual modding to improve to the AI that I've been able to do. I like the multiple victory points on a battlefield. It makes me, you know, whether it helps or hurts the AI was not great when there's 1 victory point per battlefield. And so it certainly makes me think about more, and it opens up more possibilities as to where I could move to try to unseat the AI. I don't think it makes the AI any worse than it was before. I'm thinking about clicking off the setting where the AI will usually always try to avoid entrenched positions. Again, as I said earlier in the video, it has something to do with realism, but I don't try to game the AI to like build entrenchments around positions so that they move around. But I think that a lot of times the AI could just overwhelm those positions, right? I mean, you got entrenchments, but if 3 brigades on their side walk up to one of yours, it's probably going to lose no matter how well entrenched it is. And based on my limited knowledge of Civil War, that's historically accurate. I mean, entrenchments, even breastworks, can help. Never mind digging deeper and getting up parapets and reinforced parapets and all that other stuff. But that comes with time, and on the fly, you can still do something. But they could be overcome, and even really heavy entrenchments with enough surprise and enough numbers can still be taken from the defenders. So I wonder if it confuses the AI more than anything else. And now the AI is doing exactly what I kind of hoped it would, which, well, not for my own good, but for their own good. And that is in triple up, double up on these positions here. And yeah, they're making the right move. That's not a very good move. I mean, they should come over here and try to help Stevens out. Piat could move up. I don't know why Betty is moving back rather than forward. I mean, they're set to defend, but, like, that's a bit much. But you know what? We're going to let the AI play out, and we're going to see how it does. But in the words of Mr. T, I am predicting pain here for the Union. These guys have great shots over here. So they're going to pull back to Elkhorn. At least they look like they have pretty good cohesion. I don't want to take any flanking fire there. I've retained my ability to micromanage Cav, but the Cav are out of ammo, so I don't want to do that. And yeah, I'm really surprised this battle has taken this long. Alright, so I guess Stevenson noticed he was outflanked and withdrew. Yet Burbridge never seems to understand where the enemy is. I don't know how historically accurate that is, but maybe it's very. Uh-oh, I missed who that was. Alright, so Stevens is broke. Oh, Burbridge broke, and this looks like it. This looks like the unfolding right here. CSA is going to advance. Well, we can see where Posey is going. He's moving up. John Jones is moving up. Stevenson is about to break. This is not my battlefield. Even though I understand, I know the terrain, this is just not my battlefield. And I take a lot of L's here. Or at least this is going to be the second one that I remember where it felt like I was up. And we just collapsed. I don't know if in retrospect defending further back would have helped. I don't think so. Because if you give up Elkhorn Tavern, you can't really hold the Huntsville Road and this point. I don't know if the CSA would actually send anybody to go capture it, but Elkhorn Tavern is easy to attack from above. It's got cover, it's got concealment until you walk right in on the point. Yeah, you can make a defense around here, but you can be pretty well attacked through the cover and concealment around it. Posey's doing very well. Stevenson's getting routed off. Alright. We're going to speed it up here so this doesn't go longer than it has to, but this is a loss here in Northwest Arkansas. I'm predicting it. You can see we're getting close to that threshold for a significant loss. That's going to hurt a lot when we hit that. Anybody know what that is? Oh, they're trying to move like that. I gotcha. Oh no. But they've turned our right, which I think was, yeah, it was, or no, it was Stevenson over there before. Maybe they've, oh, Stevenson's still there. Barely, but there. Here we're having our cav chase some unprotected artillery. Wiping them and then trying to come back. I don't know why it has us pulling further ahead. I think it's going to reverse. Maybe that's the beginning of it. As we approach 22, 25%, we'll see. All right. So that is another brigade in the bucket for us. That's Burbridge, who couldn't figure anything out ever. So we have Stevenson and Stevens, not to be confused. I'm worried about what a collapse is going to be. So I'm going to order the retreat now. But I think that the AI would stand here until it's way, way too late. And we can have everybody here switch over to screen. Basically, it's the fighting retreat. Yeah, and that's what we're going to do from here on out. And that's really just to preserve our force from a complete rout and dissolution. I know it looks bad. You know, you're this far up. Why are you retreating? Because they have this solid battle line that's coming in on us. We'll find out what... Yeah, see, morale is 78%. 72%. My best units in entrenchments at the beginning of the battle didn't have morale that high. And they've been fighting and walking over us. We've accumulated a lot of victory points. It hasn't really mattered as much as I'd hoped. That's kind of the way it's set up. I mean, if you hold key ground for a long, long period of time, you're supposed to win in the mods that I've made. So that the AI can't just sit there if they don't hold those victory points and wait days and days and days, because the AI has nowhere to go, but like you do, or I do, believe it or not. And so I don't want to just sit here watching 7 days go by. All right, so we withdrew. We lost. This is another public service announcement or a reminder that, yeah, you know, you don't actually have to give the AI a ton of buffs to make them good. You just have to tune the AI to make decent decisions. And I think I've done that. There's more I could do. I agree with Canby and his poor performance, at least the poor performance of his brigade. That's definitely warranted in my estimate, but still, it was kind of an interesting, kind of a sideshow to the longer campaign, but a lot of sideshows add up to a story. So we'll see how things go. Anyways, I'm gonna let that do it for this episode. Whoa, hold on. So we lost 2 wounded. Maybe I should increase the dead and wounded rates for the next campaign. Maybe even for this one, because I think this has more legs than maybe I thought. 400. So they lost 450 kills. So 800 out of the war for them. For us, it's almost 800 there, plus missing and wounded. So, yeah, it was a net negative for us. Lovers of campaign gameplay, I have little to offer you in this video. The plan is what the plan I came up with. Oh my goodness, this stayed in the game? So we did some campaign cleanup, but I thought that some cores would just disappear once they got troops. Apparently they don't. Apparently it only happens to division. So I have a little bit more cleanup to do here on the campaign map, but it's mostly done. And from there, the plan will still be to push here in the east, consolidate all these disparate forces, and make a play for Tennessee. And from Tennessee, we can threaten lots of other parts of the South here in 1864. So I enjoyed bringing this one to you. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know. That's why we're playing it. We'll see how it goes, and hope to have you back for the next one.